Hey guys, welcome to the latest episode of the Comedy Road podcast. I'm Jason Schuster.
I'm Lena Green.
And today we've got an awesome guest, Jeremey Gumbo Christian. He's the executive producer of the Netflix is a Joke Comedy Festival. He runs one of the hottest shows in LA at the Improv right now. He tours all over the country. Ladies and gentlemen, Jeremey Gumbo Christian.
Woo!
Y'all gotta be loud.
I love how you're clapping for yourself.
We gotta make it loud.
Make sure they put the soundtrack on the back of it.
He got requests.
Clapping.
Yeah, bump that part
He
up.
got requests. He got requests.
They don't realize we got like 200 people over there as his audience.
Yeah, but this is a live podcast right now. You don't know, but they're.
Love you, Jeremy.
That's it. They're all, let's go.
My nigga.
Oh,
Wow,
man.
I can't wait. So I've known Jeremy, like, we go way back. So when did we meet? How far? And we started off in improv together.
Yeah, we did improv.
Yeah.
Love that.
It was a cool little plantation. It wasn't, but we figured how to get off of it.
Oh
though.
my God, it was cool. We
was
were the first flappers. We were the first and only improv team at Flappers. I think.
No, he ran.
What did you say?
Don't mind.
Don't get us in trouble.
No, you can get us all in trouble.
I know.
Nah, so we met at we auditioned for the Flappers house team. And I think we auditioned. I think it was like 150.
It was a lot of people.
It was a lot of people,
Yeah.
and they picked 20 of us.
Yep.
And I was fairly new at improv, but I was really good at like doing like impressions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, and I think they picked like it was pretty diverse. They had 2 black people, and then everybody else was white.
That
So
was so diverse.
That's cool. So you got
they had 2 of us. No, it was like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
So you got the black guy in the room that does impressions. You got the Jewish guy in the room that does
Oh yeah, he
impressions.
does impressions.
And
He's impressions.
I see something. That's
really
that,
dope.
You look like
that's
you
a
could do
rare
a good Stewie.
Stewie, a pizza, Stewie's
I think Stewie's
the baby, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the baby.
Yeah. A pizza, right? Isn't it Stewie? Isn't it him?
I don't
British,
know. I don't
the British kid, yeah.
You sound
Was
like
he
the guy that
British?
tried to lock me up last week.
Was he British? I don't think he was British.
He had like a little.
You got a Stewie in you?
Yeah, he had a little. I don't know. Right now, it probably sound like somebody else.
Yeah.
From Peter.
Yeah. Pizza, yes.
Would you please roll the weed up? I'm really hot. I don't know.
You're
Yeah,
pretty.
my
Kind of sound like a little like a Porky Pig.
my Peter sounds like Peter Attenborough right now. Yeah. Over there we see
Peter at
a little
Starbucks.
baby in the wild from Family Guy, right there.
What is that, an Australian?
You know.
He gave him like
Yeah.
Australia Peter.
Yeah, Australian. No, what's his name? The guy
Okay,
from the
yeah.
Planet Earth.
Impressions are hard, bro.
It's hard, man.
They're
You got to
super
put your
hard.
own spin.
You
on
gotta
it.
put
You
your
gotta put your own
spin.
spin on it,
Yeah.
and it's also like I did music, so when I wrote songs and stuff, I kind of had to like be able to know what a Jamie Foxx song would sound like,
Yep.
or a Chris Brown song would sound like.
Yeah.
So we would do not like covers, but we'll pretty much record the song in their voice and try to like shop the song.
So you started in music?
Yeah, I was a
didn't
rapper
know that.
before
Oh,
that.
wow.
Yeah, I was rapping before that. So I used to do when I wrote songs and stuff, I had to do all the voices of 50 Cent and.
Oh, you did the voices. Oh, in your head.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Well, that sound a little crazy.
I know.
In my head, like,
So you're like in the club in your mind.
yeah,
and
so
then-
if there was a song, if I was working with a producer and if there was a song that I wanted to at least get a hook on, I wanted to get that song shot to like Aftermath or shot to like 50, I would go and do like a 50 Cent voice on the song to get it, to try to get the song.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah.
That's
You do
awesome.
have to have that ear and
You
stuff.
do, you
and-
have
yeah.
to, yeah.
Because
So
you did some shows, right, for impressions. Like you did we weren't on the Dana Carvey.
Yeah,
First impressions?
Well, I was a writer and a producer.
Okay, cool.
On that show, but that helped me with the transition into like
Comedy.
into comedy.
Oh,
you know what I'm
okay.
saying? To doing like improv, and that just kind of opened up like, because music just kind of you have limitations. Ain't nobody trying to hear
Yeah,
me
it's a
as
hard-
a rapper to do a Jay-Z voice. Ain't nobody trying to hear that. But in comedy, I could do. It's wide open.
Yeah.
It is.
So
Yeah.
so that was so dope when we did the Flappers house team, and it was cool. It was just too white.
It was too white.
Too white.
It was just vanilla all over the place.
Well, I mean, like I'm saying, like it just wasn't diverse.
Yeah. Yeah.
enough. And for me, sometimes like I like to improv is like accepting, right? You're accepting
Yes, Sam.
suggestions and stuff. Sometimes the suggestions will be like stereotypical.
Yeah.
You
It
know,
is.
If you're the police officer, I don't want to be the.
That's
Sorry,
right.
my guy.
No, I got
trap.
you. No, because I trained in the groundlings. You guys trained at UCB,
I
right?
did
Together.
I did
I did
groundlings too.
UCB.
Oh, you did
in
groundlings
Second
too.
City.
Yeah. So every improv school has a different style that they
Yeah,
teach,
groundlings
but the ideologies are kind of the
Yeah,
same.
yeah.
You know,
Groundlings is heavily character
Characters.
based.
every character base.
The person that my first Sean Hogan, he was like, I think it was just a thing for like their groundlings, like choose characters that people would hate to be stuck in the elevator with.
That's right.
And that's kind of like
yeah,
you,
yeah.
you get like the Will Ferrell, Anchorman, and
Yep.
Target Lady. Like that's where all they Paul Rubin, PB Herman.
Yeah.
So that's where all them crazy characters come from. So I love doing like improv.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where we met at though.
Yeah, and you're talking about like the suggestions that came up. They weren't like it's kind of like it didn't involve everyone. It wasn't inclusive of everyone.
Nah.
And that isn't fun, you know? You want to go out there and do an art form, which comedy is an art form, a pretty new one out of all of the art forms, out of music and acting and stuff.
Most definitely.
And so when you're playing around with something like that, you want to feel like you're being involved in it. And so I
Yeah.
get what you're saying on that note with the inclusivity.
I just
It
wanted
needs to open up.
You just want to play like you want to play. I don't know if y'all ever did. Are they on the camera too?
No.
Nah,
They
but
should be on the
shout
camera.
out,
Talk to them every
shout
now
out
and
to our
Should be on the
producers,
camera.
our
Shout out
amazing
to the
producers back
producers.
there.
Yeah.
I know they, but for me, like improv is like I get to be a kid. Like I get to play. Like let me play. Like let me be the white guy, the white police officer. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Let me
yeah.
play. You be the black. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Yes, and.
Yes, and you be a black whatever partner. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like switch it up because that what we get to play in the world that we don't get to exist in, you know, on everyday life.
If only
So-
that transcribed to the real world, you know?
Man, come on. But I ended up leaving.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I couldn't. Matter of fact, when I left, I started my improv, not troupe, but I guess it's kind of like a family in a sense. And like literally like half of them left and followed me and left from that.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Who went with you?
Russ.
Oh, I
Matt,
haven't seen
Condi,
Russ. Okay, yeah.
Bethany.
Oh, I didn't get
all
her
of them.
little
She
meet
like,
up.
oh, she don't even remember what the
No,
camera
I
at.
do remember.
She don't remember. She don't remember nan one of them. Talking about so, oh. She was high as hell with me.
Shut
She was high with me.
What you gotta do? I do remember. I remember Russ had no hair in the middle.
That's fucked up, Russ. Well, I'm
I did.
gonna say
he have-
this
He
clip
had a
for you.
distinctive look. I remember Russ because he was really funny. Like
Russ
he
was a
fucking
beast.
hilarious.
Russ was
Just
a beast. I was afraid, not afraid, but I was like, man, if I go up at him, I'm gonna have to just stick to my impressions. His brain was just
Yeah.
like,
Oh my God.
we
They were
just
all
were-
really
them
amazing
were good.
improv. Like it was Kim, Maggie, who does stand up.
Kim was good too. The blonde hair, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was funny. She was
Oh
funny
my
as hell.
God.
But all of them were like doing like
Yeah.
great, like great things and stuff.
Yeah.
It's amazing to see the people that you love, that you grew up, that you came up with, that are doing awesome things. You know, it's you know, you vibe with your tribe. isn't
Yeah,
it?
and seeing people go on to, you know, go out into different avenues. Like,
Yeah.
when did you start going to stand up, or were you doing it at the same time?
Really, honestly, I started stand up seriously like 2018.
2018. Okay.
2018, and before that, I was doing comedy before that, but I don't think I was taking it serious. I was just
It
playing
takes a
around with it,
while.
yeah.
Like you're first like, God, what am I doing? Like, do people want to hear me talk? Like,
Well, I was more so like man, I was getting into rooms that I was like, I started to feel bad because I knew comedians that was doing it for like a long time,
Yeah.
and I'm like, it's like 2017, 2016, and I was like opening up like at the Comedy Store and just getting like spots like not Dave Chappelle, Kevin Hart come up and I'm opening up doing those spots or
Yeah,
hosting those shows. And when you're somebody who's not like, I never dreamed of doing, I always thought comedians were corny. I still think most of y'all are corny. I really do. It's so weird. Like they so weird. they are like, and I'm weird too sometimes.
yeah.
But I feel like I was like getting into these spots like really fast, and I know part of it's probably like personality, right, and being able to kind of like shift in
Likability.
different rooms, right. which I think we share that, can be in different rooms. On map is black, white, Hispanic, short, tall, penis, no penis, whatever. We are.
The mic in your face, penis, no penis.
I like how he just moves it out of the way after the word penis. He's like, penis. All right, out here.
Nah, but I'm saying like, I think sometimes when you're, I know we have to be intentional, right? But I think sometimes when you're just like free flowing and free, just going just with the flow, you find yourself in these places that you just kind of just osmosis.
Yeah,
just kind of like
the
fall
universe is like, this is where your path is. Like, I love how you talked about being intentional, because I feel like I know people have been doing it for 10, 12, and I'm like, are you being intentional? Like, what is the end goal? And they're just like, oh, I'm just showing up to mics, and I'm like,
yeah, you gotta.
end goal.
I feel like that was so dope about like improv. It's like I feel like you have to have your goals, right? But I feel like you have to leave space for like that world that you don't really operate in, like most of the time. You know, when you do your 9 to 5, you got to do your 9 to 5. Certain jobs don't allow you to be able to, be creative. But in life, I feel like when you have goals, you have to improvise. And you have to, I'm gonna go do this show. You know what I'm saying? I know so many comedians that I know black comedians that are afraid to do white rooms. I know white comedians that are afraid to do black rooms. And a lot of it is because people, if you don't have a diverse group of friends, or you don't have a diverse surrounding, or you don't put yourself in certain spaces, then you will be uncomfortable, because you never fucking know. I'm sorry, can I cuss?
You can say whatever the fuck you
fuck
want.
that shit. You never fucking know who's gonna be in the room.
Yeah.
And if you're uncomfortable with being with, even if you're a guy and you're uncomfortable with being with all women in a room, as a comedian, you might be cool with it. I'm the only guy. Like, yeah, this is. But as a comedian, some people are uncomfortable with it because they're not sure if they're gonna offend all women rooms. You know what I'm saying?
And they care so much about, like, I think that's another thing, people caring so much about what others think of. Like, this is your voice. Like, you just got to put it out there and just throw it out and see what happens. And some people are like, well, I'm afraid to, be my true authentic self. And that's a real conversation. Like, you have to show up as yourself, or the audience knows, like, they think the audience is stupid. I'm like, they are smart. They can pinpoint your ass first 1 minute, you know?
I think we're the place now where it's like, it's not the 60s. You know what I'm saying? It's like, people want to hear like different voices. You know what I'm saying? Whether you're in the LGBTQ community, you know what I'm saying? We're starting to like integrate so much more to where people have brothers and sisters that's what they are. You have friends, that's what they are. People who've been afraid to like speak their voice, to where now you have people that want to hear that because they want to find a way to communicate with their friends or their family members. So those voices are like extremely important.
Yep.
So, but I was saying that to say is that like, I was just so open. So I was getting these opportunities, but what happened for me was that I respect the craft so much, I had to take a break from it.
Yeah.
Because for me, I was like, if I'm gonna do this, I have to find out what's the etiquette, ways of respect. I'll be running lights and shit. I could do a 5-minute set. I'll be up there for 15 minutes.
Guys just waving that arm. He's just
I'll be killing them though. Like I'll be on the stage like killing them.
It's more than run the light.
I'll be like doing like 5. I'm supposed to do 5. Hey, you want to open up the show?
You're just like,
I'm headlining. I'm headlining. You're the cold open.
Yeah. Go run that light. All right, no problem. Stop.
Listen, because I didn't know. Because when I feel like so with hip hop, it's like when we like freestyling. I go to a radio station in Atlanta. Shout out V103, let them come on a radio station and they'll let you freestyle, and it's like they might say you got 5 minutes, but then like if the DJ's got the beat and you flowing, it's like, and it's the same thing with like when I would do shows and stuff in concerts. Like I would do shows and I would open up for like rappers, open up for T.I., Kanye, your boy Kanye.
Oh, we're peeps. What are you talking about? Yeah, he loves the Jewish people. All right, yo, Mazel Tov, Kanye West.
Get him on the camera. Get him on the camera. Get his ass on the camera.
Yo,
I'm gonna need y'all to stop.
But I used to open up for these artists and stuff, and rap it was different. It was just more like they just let you rock. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you got to do your thing, but in comedy, it's like there is a pecking order. You have to like wait your turn until you can run the lights and no one gets pissed out at you.
Yeah, I don't like that shit.
Yeah, they don't like that shit at all. The only time it's hard at the Comedy Store because the OR room, that light is it's on the other side and you cannot see it.
It's that little blue
It's
star.
the little blue star,
Yeah,
and I'm
the
like,
on the
where
right.
is it? I'm like, God, that thing is crazy.
And when I've
to
done
me.
shows there, you know, the booker's like, all right, make sure you don't run the light. But they got that little dim blue star, and you're like, and you're just going, and your feet, and the thing's gone.
I've had my sister sit in front and go,
Yeah,
look
I had
at
to
it,
have
and I'm
that.
like,
Yeah, they're like,
oh, shit.
I can't see the light.
I can't see that.
Show
Yeah,
me
yeah,
the
yeah.
light.
I
Yeah.
had to have that, man. I remember one time I was in San Diego. I'm not gonna call out the producer's name, but I was like my first year in comedy. I think I had did a show. I think I had did an opening spot by it's a whole nother story, but just by accident opened up a Chris Rock show.
By accident.
By accident because
I love it when that happens to me. When I accidentally open a Chris Rock show, that's the best.
I'm saying this by accident because it was like I be playing too much. Like I play around too much. I remember Chris that came in. I'm gonna tell you a San Diego story real quick.
Okay, yeah.
But I remember Chris came in and like I'm like new in comedy. I had only done the Groundlings Improv, but I'm like just like whatever. I'm like whatever, man. And I remember seeing Chris come through with I guess somebody who was dating at the time, and all the comedians are, you know, that side when you're walking in before you get to the OR room.
Yeah.
You know, the OR room or to the belly room.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing Chris walk through, and I'm like, "Yo, Chris, what up?" Like just like, "What's good?" Like, "What's good, Chris?" Like, and all the other comedians are like, they looking like, "You know him?" You know that nigga? Like, hey, like, what's good? And he like, what's up, man? I'm like, "You going up tonight, Chris?" I'm like, "You going up tonight?" Like he be
Like,
hanging.
you know,
Like you've been boys for years.
Yeah, I'm like, "We going up you going up tonight?" Like he the door guy, but he get a chance to go up tonight and shit.
Right. Like he should be honored to be in your presence tonight.
Yeah. He was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go up." I'm terrible, Chris Rock. I'm gonna go up. I'm going up. I'm going up. He was like, "Yeah, he said, I'm gonna do some time tonight or whatever." And I shook his lady's hand, his friend's hand or whatever. And then he was like, "You gonna go up?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do a little time." I was not.
You were not. God
I
damn.
don't think I had. I think it might have been like a month since I had did a show.
Oh my God.
And I remember him going up to like the main room, and I just remember like whoever was the producer at the time. I don't know if it was like Michael Yo or not Michael Yo, Michael Q or something like that.
Oh, Comedy Madness show. Michael Q.
Maybe so.
Yeah.
Maybe so. But Michael Q
Quinones?
Michael Q did a show that was at the Comedy Store, but I think he did also in some San Diego shows.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but he did a lot of shows. I can't remember if it was him, but I just know that somebody was looking for the opener for that show. I think it was Michael Q, and I was like, "Yo, I go."
And he just didn't show up?
They couldn't find him, so I took my ass up on that stage.
No way.
No,
That's an
no.
amazing
That
story.
doesn't just happen, Jeremy. I
Yes,
love
it
how
does.
you're so like.
Look, but you know what? Also, doesn't happen like even for like the Netflix The Joke Festival. I'm an executive producer. I executive produce my own show. So I'm not the executive producer of the.
Yeah, you you produce. Yeah.
Had my
But
show
you're
that
still.
was
Let's
on.
take that back.
Yeah.
Jeremey Gumbo Christian.
Okay.
Executive producer of his own show.
Yeah. So, but even with even with that though, it goes back to what I was saying with like osmosis and just free flowing.
Yeah.
And shit. Like I feel like I didn't like Forrest Gump my way through some situation.
Shit.
You know what I'm saying? But that was in my first year of comedy. That was like my first year of stand up.
The confidence, yo. I mean, to just because it's the nerves. There's so much nerves, and like you feel like there's so much writing on you because you're alone, like on stage by yourself. This is your art. This is you alone, and there's so much nerves and the confidence you had to just your first year to just go up there, you know, talk to people, make opportunities happen. The universe conspired with you.
I
seems.
I think for me it was almost like I could say for some people how they look at I look at it like this, like when you want that girl, you end up trying hard, right? Sometimes you just like, man, she really ain't for me, man. That's just gonna be my friend. But she end up liking you, dog. Like,
That's how it goes. It's all good.
She ended up liking you because you ain't trying hard.
Y'all hear this, fellas?
I wasn't trying. I wasn't trying hard.
That's right. That's right.
Stop.
I wasn't trying
Listen to
hard.
this right now.
I wasn't trying hard. It's what's for you is for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just wasn't trying hard. Same thing with the Kevin Hart when I was doing Crazy Cindy shows. I was just doing my time, and Kevin Hart was coming to you know how they do. He'll be in another room.
Yeah.
He was in the OR room. We were in the main room, and she was like, we bumping everybody that was on that getting bumped, and she had me open up that show. She had me opening up, so I was
Wow.
opening and hosting
Wow.
with her.
Wow.
But I didn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, all I knew was improv.
Yeah.
So if you know improv, getting on a microphone and talking to a crowd of people, for me, I feel like it's easy because you just, your brain, you just free flowing.
That's
Yeah.
right.
All I need you is to answer some questions. Y'all dating? Well, let me tell you about my dating experience. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
and I didn't know how to, it was a funny part. The funny thing about starting out and just having like an improv background, I would get booked on the show for the show that I did, and I would not do the same set because I didn't know how to write. I did not know how to write
Yeah.
jokes. I don't know what setup, explore the premise. I didn't know no
Yeah,
punchline.
yeah,
all I
yeah.
knew how to I can yes and the hell out of.
Yes.
That's all I knew.
Yeah.
But I honestly feel like that helped me out. Like, that helped me create so much more material.
Yeah.
Being able to just like improvise.
It helped
So-
you be more free because, like, that same thing when I started, I didn't know. I was changing my set. Producers were like, "You're changing like, literally would tell me, and I wouldn't have had an hour if I had kept to what they were saying. To not change it every time. I was just trying to find my voice. And so I kept changing it every time. I was like, this is not it. This is not it. And then I used a lot of that old stuff to knit together an hour. So I was like, you got to do you.
Wow.
You really got to do you. And it makes you so much more free flowing, not going by rules. I feel like you're a rule breaker. You go into it like, this is how I'm going to show up. Yeah. Like, this is how I'm going to show up. Like, if you leave it or take it. And people took it.
Yeah. Because I feel like I don't know. Like I said, like, I wasn't trying to get the girl. I really wasn't. I really wasn't trying to get her. Like, I was like,
But that's when it always happens. When
Yeah.
you're not trying.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying.
That's
But also, it's important to be intentional because with me, I was like, man, my first year in comedy, I was listening. I had so much time to sit back and listen to what other comedians before me, what were their struggles,
Yeah.
what were their goals, what obstacles they had to get certain goals, what helps you get to the next level. And a lot of comedians that did it for a while, they was like, man, I just got to get their TV credit. I just got to get their credit.
Oh.
Like, getting the credit helps you get like more spots, help you get on the road.
No one's talked about that. That's, wow. No one's talked about that yet, about like how that whole thing works.
and the trajectory of it's a perception game in a lot of ways.
It's a perception game.
And like the credibility factor is a huge aspect of your growth along this journey because there's no playbook for this
No,
journey.
most definitely.
So, while we're on that track, like, at what point did you like decide? You know what? I want to be my authentic self, and I'm gonna let that shine. I'm gonna be me.
I feel like my authentic self, like I'm gonna be myself. Period. I think on the stage, I'm always gonna be, even when I'm failing, I'm authentic and failing. But I think like comedy is one of those things where it's like when you're creating, when you're on that stage, you don't have an eraser at that moment. You know what I mean? Like when you're drawing and stuff, you can go and draw. You can even, oh man, I messed up, erase. Like there's no erasing on the stage. All it is keep going. We know you messed up, but can you make that error look beautiful? Can you make it a beautiful error, at least in the sense of comedy?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But as far as like my authentic self, like that's, I'm gonna be that. But I think it's more so about finding myself comedically, and I think that just changes because my voice before being a father is different. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yep.
Sure is. It changes you.
It changes you, man.
changes
You know, my daughter's 7 years, and your son is
7 months.
7 months. So that even changes for you, like where you at now from the day that he was born all those emotions.
Yep.
And then now it's like 7, and then we start tearing shit up in your house. You have a different voice. Your voice is gonna be
My
loud.
house is already tore the fuck up. You know, he's 7 months old.
Start tearing shit up?
My kids is.
You said he like a little fullback, huh?
Oh, yeah. He's a little Ray Lewis. You know, he's about
Ravens fan.
about to deck somebody. Yeah,
That's
so,
funny.
yeah.
But yeah, man, it's gonna constantly change. But I think I'm a hyper creative, so I had to kind of like tone down that part of me to focus like on the business aspect of it. And like I'm a hustler by nature, like you know, I'm gonna figure some shit out. You know what I mean? But I also feel like I have like this. I feel like God also gave me this extra gift to like see past certain things that other people might not be able to see. And what I mean by that is like sometimes we operate. Everybody's like, you know, cool with just, hey man, just stay inside of this. Just color in a circle. Color in a circle. I've never been cool with. I challenge my teachers. I challenge my pastors. I challenge everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I feel like, well, your parents only gonna be able to tell you what they know. Your community's only gonna be able to tell you what they know. And when you challenge those things, there's a sense of frustration when you're growing up.
No doubt.
That comes with frustration. But I'm still like my child version of myself is like still is happy.
That's
It's
cool.
happy because it's like nigga, you know what we want. You know what we want to do.
Yeah.
Like let's go and change the world or change the world around you. And for me, like with the credit thing, I was like, all right, this is how this world is operating. Like this is what some of the OG comedians they would say. Like, man, just gotta trying to get these credits, man. I never got a chance to do Def Comedy Jam. I never got a chance to do BET Comedy View. I'm trying to get these credits. My goal was like, 2018, like I'm still learning this comedy thing, but like let me figure out this business side.
Yeah.
And that was that first year, wilding out and got Amazon Prime, Laugh After Dark, in that first year of comedy.
There you go.
And some people say they hate their first sets. Like my first set was not great.
We all look back on our first sets, but you know what? You gotta be grateful for your first set. Yeah,
I love it.
I still love my first set.
It's trash, but it ain't trash. But you know,
No,
what you saying?
yeah.
No, I feel like it was me. I feel like I was myself. I enjoyed my first set was at the Improv. That was my first show on the main stage at the Improv. I was so
That was your first
scared.
show?
Yeah.
You gotta look in the camera when you say that.
Yeah.
I was so, and I remember I was like sitting down. I was just like sitting there. I was like, I'm just gonna get it out. And it was a packed house, and I was just like, okay, let me just talk about this stuff. And it was such a warm, it's feeding off the audience in a way. It's like I was just feeding off of their energy in a way that filled me. And I was like, oh, this is like drugs.
You're not gonna speed past that. You're gonna look in this camera.
You stop it, King.
I'm with Jeremy on this one.
She said her first set was a Hollywood Improv. I know my nose probably all of y'all.
Can you get out the camera?
First set was on the main stage of the Hollywood Improv.
It was nerve-wracking.
Right here, ladies and gentlemen. Right here, Lena Green.
You know, I like to,
sorry,
but
y'all.
you
Fuck
talked
y'all,
about it,
shit.
Jeremy. You like to get uncomfortable.
y'all,
Like you
shit.
were talking about being, I love getting uncomfortable. I
That's
get
crazy.
insane if I'm too complacent or too stagnant in life. I have to do extreme. I do extreme shit. So I'm going to bring that shit into my art form too. I want it high energy. I want it
that's
high.
right, that's right.
I cannot do it just the way everyone else says to do it. I need to do it in a way that makes me feel like my heart is racing.
Were you a hyper kid?
I'm a triplet, so I was a kid who was left to my own devices a lot, and I had to come up with ways to find my voice because my two other sisters were dynamic people.
You the baby?
I was the baby,
I could tell.
and I fought.
Not in a bad way, but when you say like you were left to your own like devices, like
Yeah, you know.
that's the baby. The other two, they did their own thing.
They had a lot of friends. I didn't have a lot of friends, so I needed to create a need. I had like imaginary friends.
I know
that
you did.
Shut up.
Tell me about your imaginary
Jeremy over here
friends.
judging me.
She was in there standing in the corner and stuff. Like, who the fuck are you talking
That's why
to?
she got. That's why she got into improv.
Alvin.
I was great to make friends when I
Yeah.
got into. I didn't have so many friends until I got into comedy. Like even my sister's like, "You have friends now."
Who is this boyfriend you talking about?
Like a friend,
Never seen him.
Yeah. Oh, we know who your boyfriend is. You know.
girlfriend, but
Oh, girlfriend.
There we go. Yeah.
You knew back then?
no, was I out? No, I think
I'm talking
recently.
about when you were like 6 or 7. or
No,
7.
no, but other people made fun of me
They
and said
made-
I was.
No, but I'll tell you. But for a while, when Lena used to switch every weekend.
I was.
One-
It's
one-
hard being a lesbian. That's
one weekend she'd be like, "Yo, Jason, I gotta tell you, I'm done with women. I'm going straight back to men." I'm like, "All right, cool, welcome back." And then the next weekend
complain
she's like,
about that so
"Yo,
much on
Jace, what's
stage.
up?" Nah, I think I'm poly this weekend.
I tried the poly. I
And
was
then
I
like,
did that a
and
few
then like
times.
3 months later, she's like, "Yo, I'm straight lesbian.
Straight
Man,
up.
I can't take fucking men no more."
Anyways,
Yeah.
you gotta
Like-
find yourself.
And then last night you busted out the dildo at the end. You know what I mean?
It was fun, yeah.
There you go.
There's things that I think that you got to be honest about. And I think I said, I was like, you got to get to know yourself and be honest about it. And this is what our art form is,
Yeah.
being honest about who
Most
we are
definitely.
and putting that out to the masses so people can relate to that. And like you said, people want more unique perspectives.
Yeah.
I'm a gay black female.
You black. Thinking outside the box and shit. Y'all ain't supposed to be laughing. Y'all producers and shit in here laughing and shit.
The revelations
Do
you
y'all
find
job,
out.
man.
Shut
Nah, I'm just playing.
Revelations on
I'm
the
just
Comedy
playing.
Road podcast.
I didn't play. She black as hell.
Yeah, you heard it first. Lena's black on the Comedy Road special announcement because anybody didn't know.
Y'all so annoying. I want y'all to know that. Y'all so annoying. to
Lena is a
me.
black gay comedian.
Anyway,
ladies and gentlemen. All right,
back
yeah.
to Jeremy.
Nah, but I think
So
that's
annoying.
I think that's tight, man. That you did that. Your special, man, and
Yeah.
and then your first time going up was in the main room at the Hollywood Improv. Like
Talk about that.
that's
some
like
serious stuff.
that's out of the Matrix.
Like you
shit.
said, it's free flowing.
Yeah,
The
but then it's like
universe.
hard. Like after that, it's like how do you go back to normalcy? You know what I'm saying?
You
Even
create
after
more.
doing the hour, how do you go back to normalcy
You
in regards
create
to like
another hour. You create something else. I want to just always create more. Just keep going and seeing, and finding other perspective voices, and combining with that, like getting with other people who want to say stuff, and you just keep going. And after that first hour, you're like, oh. Okay, I can just say shit now. Like this is gonna get fun.
I love
So
that, man. Ain't that what girls say? I love that for you.
You did a great tone
I
too.
love that. I love that for you. My friend
you.
Aaron talks about that. She's like, how white girls be like, I love that for you.
Yeah.
I love that for you.
What's
Yeah, that's
underneath
right,
that?
I really love that for you.
That's a topical layer right there. You
That's
know,
a
once
topical.
once you get granular, you break that down, all the voices start coming out.
It
You
all
know?
start coming.
It all starts with that appetizer, though.
Start open up.
Yeah.
From the top.
Yeah.
Now
So,
that's
Yeah.
tight because everybody know that's not everyone's first. Like everybody's first
but
is not.
everyone's journey is different. Like
No, for
yours is
sure. For sure.
well,
fucking-
but speaking of journeys, like, so you went back to like, I'm going to figure out this as a business. I'm going to figure out comedy as a business. When did that light bulb go off, and then to say, you know what, I got this, but I'm going to make money doing this too.
That's important.
Well, I think as an artist, I'm an artist before any art form. I'm an artist, period.
Yeah.
I play the trombone. I like to paint. I'm not good at it, but but I'm an artist first, right?
Yeah.
The thing is that like I kind of look at my life in different the different versions of me right now and then just in the past, right? And I kind of look at it like this, where I feel like the artistic part, I feel like I kind of got that. I feel like with comedy, I mean, Bill Cosby's been doing comedy and putting pills and drinks for like a lot. Like, no, but Bill is like, but Bill is like 80 something, going on tour, right?
Yeah.
Dick Gregory was
They
like,
said it's amazing
old.
too. People have said
Who's that?
Bill Cosby's
Said
one.
it's amazing?
They said he is cute. Like
This
it's,
current one?
I've heard people talk, and they're like, it's fucking banana.
Is everybody awake?
Yeah.
With it?
Is that?
Nah,
Is that,
just
is
playing.
that
I'm just playing. This
We
shit
don't
gonna
like
come
when
back.
you
This
do
shit gonna come back. You
you didn't see the censored prison special that came out?
That was
Yeah, the prison special.
I bet he wrote that
Yeah,
in
don't-
prison, though. I bet he wrote all that shit in prison. Can you
That's a
imagine?
lot of pudding, man.
Yeah, it was the Folsom Prison sponsored by Jello. You know,
Man, you stupid.
Y'all stupid.
But I was saying that I hope your people don't get like offended because we're comedians and shit. So we're gonna talk that shit. But
My people?
Joan Rivers was doing comedy
yeah.
for like a long
Nah.
time.
Yeah.
So my thing is just like, all right, you can do comedy for forever, right?
Mm-hmm.
But most artists do not focus on the business side.
Yeah.
And we get into this thing where we got to get a manager, we got to get an agent. And when you get lazy in that way, you end up having people learning the business for you or know the business for you. My thing was this, coming from hip hop, I kind of did both. I started selling my own records independently, then open up for, major artists and doing consignments for like record labels. So I understood the business side of it. I also understood the power of like having control of my own destiny.
Yeah.
And sometimes when you have a manager and an agent and you feel like you want to do this thing, you want to make it so bad, you end up going directions that it's really not for you. It's really not for you. So the business side for me, like I knew that I could do this until, 40, 50 more years, you know what I'm saying? So my thing was like, what's on the other side? What is it that what is it that artists are missing out on? And a lot of it is, even on the lowest level, most comedians want to get stage time, right?
Yeah.
Want to get stage time. It just baffles me where people, great majority of comedians don't think of how to create their own stage time, which starts out with producing your own shows.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And how do you create something that's palatable for obviously for audience, right?
Right.
But the first thing is like, what makes it palatable for your peers? So that's why I started producing these shows with the team of flappers and stuff, and even some comedy shows before that. And I started to build a community around. So I took this strategy, was like, if I can build a community that can expand over the years, and also teach other like comedians how to produce shows, the stage time became less of an issue.
Yeah.
If I say I wanted to get booked every day this week, I can get booked every day this week.
Right.
And it's not on some like bragging type shit. It's more so about the strategy of like, looking out for people. The universe just took care of me.
Yep.
It just took care of me. You know what I'm saying? And I know that's like another conversation, but
That is.
I feel like even with Wildin' Out, like I never really wanted to be on the show. I wanted to because that's just not my thing. You know what I'm saying? I had another plan for me. But even with that, like I knew that I was gonna get on that show. I emailed every damn person that probably worked on that show. Like just
Cold
emailing,
email?
sending Facebook messages,
Jesus.
text me. I'm like texting people don't even work at Wildin' Out. Like, I want to work on the show. I'm like, this is an Arby's, sir. Like just hitting everybody up.
But that's true. You got to be in beast mode all the time. You know.
Yeah, but you gotta like just believe that you belong. Like you gotta feel like you belong. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even y'all as a producers and stuff, like that's not all that y'all do, but I'm sure y'all have a love for doing it and love for just hearing different voices and seeing stuff come together and being a part of that. Yeah. But like it's something that led you to that. You know what I'm saying?
It's true. Sydney has a real passion for Crocs, our producer.
You said for Crocs?
I want
Designer
I just want
see the Crocs real quick. Let's put them on the camera real quick.
Put that Croc. Well, I just want to.
Oh
yeah, look at
Get that
that.
Croc on the camera.
And in honor of that, she rubbed off on me. I want to
Get
represent
the
the
Crocs.
Ravens today with my Crocs.
He's so excited.
And thank you
He
to
was
our
so
producer,
excited.
Sid,
Croc
for
Monday.
making this happen for
Can
me.
you put your shoe back on?
I manifested this. My wife got it for my birthday. All right.
Why is this happening?
but nah, it's like you for sure have to leave. You have to be intentional, but you also have to believe that is for you. It's because like when we are outside of, not even outside of ourselves, just when we go outside the house, on billboards, whether it's a text message from a family member or a friend, the news, it's a whole bunch of negative affirmations. Man, I had that shit on my wall. I said, I'm gonna be on Wildin' Out. I'm gonna get my TV credit this year,
Yep.
and I'm gonna get on Wildin' Out as a creator and write on there. All happened in like 6 months.
Boom.
All happened in 6 months. Did the Kevin? I'm going to just knock out my credits for y'all real quick.
He gonna go ahead and
Do
run
it.
Okay,
Do
go
it.
ahead.
Do it.
Nah,
Break
just
it
playing.
down right now.
I don't give a fuck about them credits, man. I really fucking don't.
That's not the girl you wanted. Not
It's
at
not. I
all.
don't care about I say I don't care about it because it's like it's almost like at the end of the day, like I'm just going for like happiness. You know what I'm saying? I ain't really them credits, man. When I leave, when I die, like ain't nobody gonna be thinking about them credits. They're gonna be
Thinking about the person you were.
Yeah, we're gonna think about our exchange, the conversations, whether it was for 5 minutes or for 5 different days or 5 different shows. That's the most important thing for me. But I'm saying on the other side of that, like you still got to know the business of your happiness.
Yeah.
That's right.
You know what I mean? If you want to be I'm a person, I will fucking go off the grid. That's just me. I'm
Yeah.
an off the grid person. I would go the fuck off the grid.
Yep.
And just be fishing and just be with my
Camping.
family. Like
Love that
that's me. You know what I mean? But to get to that part, a level of happiness, what is the business? What are the steps I got to take for me to be able to, do that? I love one of my favorite rappers, Andre 3000. This man would be in China on Monday and then at the Comedy Store on Wednesday with a flute in his hand. just random, but he's happy not having to have like, security guards, anything like that. But I had to be strategic and like, if I'm gonna be serious about this, let me pull back the curtain and see what is it that everybody else is not doing. And part of it is that you don't want to do the work. You can't just always be on the stage. Like, and part of it is like, is ego. Man,
Come on, say it again. Say it one more time.
Part of it is the ego.
Let's hear that
People
one
don't
more
wanna-
time, ladies and gentlemen.
I think people don't confront that though, their own ego that can get in the way of going up. Like
No, 100.
there's a lot of ego in this, and a lot of people don't realize that negativity that they're putting out there with that ego is sometimes blocking you. You're putting a lot of hate in as comedians. There's a lot of anger and
Man, it's a lot.
a lot.
That's why I say I don't like them.
I've never witnessed so much racism, anger, and just then when I started comedy. And at first, it almost made me quit. I was like, "Oh, I'm light." People are like, "You're so happy to be a comedian." I was like, "I don't know why y'all are so. We make people laugh. Why are you so?"
It was the same
angry?"
thing for me. I thought I had a whole different idea of what comedians would be like.
Oh yeah, you
I
get a rude
didn't-
awakening real quick.
Real quick, I didn't read any of whatever documentary. I didn't watch any read documentaries. I didn't read the captions on documentaries that came on.
Keep going.
Correct
Just keep-
myself. I just didn't know
Yeah.
that world. You know what I mean? But Robin Williams was probably the first person that I really like.
It was truthful.
Really kind of started to pay attention to, and like how it is to have my brain that I have and very creative, and also deal with depression at times. You know what I'm saying? But it's just one of those things where it's like it's a mixture of like that child that never got to be heard. You know what I'm saying? And when you're on that stage, sometimes people. I'm not saying I wasn't heard. My parents, I made them niggas listen to me.
was
I
well
did.
loved.
I did
I
too.
was loved.
I did too.
I was
Yeah.
loved.
I hate you.
I would
love
come in the room
people.
late at night. My brother, my mom would be hanging out. Start doing impressions.
Yeah, they encouraged us,
it.
right?
They,
Ah,
no, they,
shut
they,
up.
no,
We don't want to hear about y'all's lovely childhood.
I mean,
What?
I had
Yeah.
invisible friends
yeah,
too, but
yeah.
I did.
I'm sure you were popular, both of y'all.
I still sleep with my stuffed animal. All right. From my
Okay, we
parents.
didn't get to know that.
I believe that shit.
Nah, I'm just-
He ain't playing. He dead ass serious.
yeah. Some people have invisible friends. Some people got stuffed animals. All right. Yeah, don't knock on that shit. No.
Jesus Christ.
But there is a lot of hurt. Comedy is a lot of hurt people that's in comedy, and I personally just kind of took like that's part of the business too. Like you want to make people smile. It's not just people that's in the audience. Like you also want to make your peers like happy. So that's why like I started taking that. That's why the Hollywood Improv, like I started doing the debuts.
Yep.
Start giving like people who've never performed on that stage before. Like I would pick, instead of picking the big names, which a lot of people, my peers and stuff, and some of the people that's at these establishments, they were like, man, that's not the way to go. It's not the way to go. You gotta, it's at the Hollywood Improv. Like you have access to these big name comedians, put them on there, but that's just not me though.
Yeah.
My thing was like, I want to help people to be seen. You know what I'm saying? And I want people to be able to feel like they belong. And this Thursday we'll be at the 20th show, 20th straight sold out show.
That's amazing.
It's hard work right there too.
20th straight sold out show, but the 100th comedians. We have 100 comedians in less than 2 years, and that was the goal, to show people that, remove your ego, and the universe is gonna take care of you, bro.
Loves,
Yeah.
the universe
take care
loves
of you.
us. It wants you to love yourself
Yeah,
and love
facts.
each other, people. Dude, I don't understand how people don't see that what you put out is what you're gonna get. It baffles me. I am baffled at this point with everything that's happened, that people haven't opened their eyes and
Because everything was
Incredible.
everything was told that it was biblical. Everything was said, everything is in the Bible, but it wasn't, or whatever your belief is, but no one told you that, like, it's not limited to that. It's also, like, speaking out and saying, what is it that you want? If you say, like, man, I hate myself, like, yeah, so everything that you do, everything that you touch is going to be resemblance of, like, hate. You know what I mean? So I tell my daughter, she's 7 years old, since she's been little, like, she's been listening to, like, affirmations since she was, like, can't even speak.
yeah.
So she go to sleep to affirmations.
No, it works. It works.
She go to sleep
You gotta
to 'em,
believe in
bro.
it.
Yeah.
But I always say, like, if it's to be, it's up to me, and that's really the truth, because you gotta have that within, but you've gotta manifest it, but you've gotta take action.
No facts.
And you can't just manifest it and just sit on your ass. You gotta take action. But when you finally find your groove and you put it out there, the universe will take care of you.
No, for
It
sure.
will take care of you. But it takes time.
Yeah, and you gotta love yourself. I give myself little kisses sometimes in the morning. I'm like, "Ooh, Lena, I love you."
That's dope.
I just love. I'm just
Yeah.
like, I'm in love with. I'm gonna say I'm in love with myself, and I
You
love
should.
that. I love being at this age and saying I like myself now. I didn't always.
Nah,
I'm not the
facts.
best person.
You had
but
to work on that, though,
the
right?
work
You
on that
but
shit.
You put in the work.
and
You
it
put in
was
the
work.
You put in
It
the
was
work.
scary.
How do y'all navigate, like, in this is a struggle I've had. Like, how do y'all navigate in this business and having to deal with, I know we just talk about, like, loving yourself, but, like, because there's so much toxicity within, like, this industry, like, how do y'all, like, separate yourselves? How do y'all personally navigate through it?
Personally, I say whatever someone else is dealing with, it has nothing to do with me. I mind my own business. And I suggest that to a lot of people got so much hate towards other comedians, other people, just because they're jealous or whatever. I'm like, you leave that. I've even had to do that on stage. Like, there's been hate spilled right before I had to go up. And I'm like, leave that.
Like in your face? Like.
Oh, and I'm like, just like a racist thing that comes out, and then I have to go up. That happened at the store some weeks ago. And I had to be like, yo, people were looking at me like, I was the only black person in the audience too, by the way. They were like, whoa, are you okay? And I was like, let me address this, because I'm not going to go into my set with that hanging in the air like that. You can't say that stuff, talking about your black husband. You taught your kids to shoot him or some shit. I was like, what the hell did you just say?
A comedian said that?
A comedian said that.
Wow.
And I was like, I don't know it shocked me. And everyone looked at me. I was like, gotta have to address this.
Gotta get you.
So, what did we learn, kids?
Yeah,
it was
no
just...
facts.
There you go.
I don't know what that is, but I'm like, people are not here to have that type of hate, and we gotta switch that. Like,
So once you address that, do you cut it off? Like, is it out of your system, or do you, like, is it still linger? Like, damn. Like,
oh no, I cut it off because I don't internalize stuff like that. That has nothing to do with me. That's gonna be on you.
Mine's
See,
a
I
little
be
different.
looking for you.
Mine's a little different.
What'd you say?
Oh, mine's a little different.
So
I just eat a tub of ice cream when I get home, put on some
used to
Netflix,
cry.
smoke a bowl, and cry myself to sleep.
I used to cry all the time.
Yeah, that's what I do.
I like that, bro.
I used
You
to
know what I'm
cry
saying?
all the time, but
You
I
know
had
what
to
I'm saying?
stop crying.
You know what I'm saying? It's all right. You know, it's all right. You know, I said to myself, "You're gonna be all right." You know what I mean? Yo, just keep on going,
Just
boy.
keep on going.
Yeah. You got it, guy. You know, so
I think sometimes you do have to be like a white guy.
yeah. You're just a white Jewish man trying to make it in comedy.
Well, you're not a white man, but the way you did it was like a white guy.
No, I was really putting that emphasis into that one, you know. That's all my whiteness just came out.
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
here we are at the Comedy Road podcast. You know, come on.
Oh,
Y'all got a
jeez,
little white in
Louise.
us, man. Police pulled me on.
Hello, sir.
I never know what he's gonna say
Hello,
next.
buddy.
Yeah.
What?
How are you doing? Where are you going? I'm getting ready to go give some donuts to the police officers at the local
Jesus Christ.
Donuttery. Making up shit.
I
You better
could
go shit.
imagine you being
Yeah.
pulled over and pulling that character.
Bro, I'd be like, man,
You know, what if I just did a black guy? You know, if
Okay,
I got
that wouldn't
pulled
help
over.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but that shit funny as hell. What's
you know
up?
what I'm saying? Yeah, all
And they
right.
like your ass up
He's
right
still,
away.
nah, they'd be like, okay, you're good,
And
sir.
see, I can't do
Man,
that.
what's
yeah.
up, dog?
Yeah, yo, what you talking about now? All right. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
that's stuff going
Yeah.
That shit gonna
I
go
get
viral.
tasered
Hey,
right
they
there.
gonna go, that shit gonna go viral.
Yeah, I know.
He gonna do a black room.
Yeah, I know. It's all right. Yeah, put me in your black room, man, because I'm gonna make it work. All right.
I cannot.
I want to see you get pulled over by a black police officer that from Compton.
I did.
And
I did.
and they used to be in a gang and they changed their life. And then you like, what's up?
Oh,
What up,
my-
bud?
But I will tell you, I did get pulled over recently. I did get pulled over. I
yeah.
did a show at the Comedy Store, and I was on my way home, and this was the craziest thing that happened to me. Talk about being white. Like I was. I know, serious. I was. They all of a sudden I'm driving back. I got to get back. You know, we bottle feed my kids, so my wife's needing my help. So I got to go back to get that bottle with my kid, you know. And I see a couple sirens behind me, and I'm like, what the? And then all of a sudden, the guy comes up and he's like, you know why I pulled you over? I'm like,
You're
why?
still in the black character right now.
Yeah.
I don't know what's
No,
happening.
He said, why? And I was like, oh, your lights are off. And I'm like, I'm sorry. He's like, what do you do? I was like, oh, I'm a comic. He's like, oh, that's cool. He's like, where you come from? The store. I was like, the store. He's like, oh, man, how do you prefer comedian or comic? Like in the whitest way.
Oh, man.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, why is this for another cop car then pulls up. He walks away. Another cop car pulls up. They're like, oh, are you... you're Jason Schuster? I'm like, are you serious right now? Like, yeah, obviously the guy told him I pulled over this comedian, like, and he's like, oh, we just wanted to say hello. Would you do a couple impressions for us, real quick? Yeah.
Would've
So
been
I did.
different.
I'm like,
Which ones you do, man? Let me hear that. shit.
what did I do for him? I did
Looking at
Bill
camera-
Clinton.
looking
I
at
did.
camera
Yeah.
when you do it.
I said, well, it's
Producer right now,
yeah,
guys.
I said, that's fantastic that you pulled me over. But really, I did not have any sexual relations with my vehicle tonight.
He was like, man, get your ass in this.
Yeah. He's like, get your ass in the car and go feed your baby. All right, yeah. And then I did Gilbert Gottfried for him real quick. You know, two of the whitest guys ever. You know what I mean? And but anyway, he sent me home. But you know what I mean? But
He didn't get no ticket?
no ticket.
I got every
No
damn
ticket. And I
got.
was like that. I'm just that shouldn't happen like that. You know what I mean?
Man,
But
they
yeah.
always give me tickets. Speeding ticket, parking tickets.
All of it. Yeah.
You gotta stop
Raffle-
saying that. You
raffle
might be
tickets.
But
bringing
stop
that
putting it out
to
to the
yourself.
universe.
I feel like
I
you're a
ain't-
powerful manifester,
I
so
ain't
you gotta
putting it out
watch your
there.
words.
I'm just putting out what be happening to me. Cause I'll be in the car manifesting like a motherfucker. I'll be like, yeah, they ain't gonna give me no ticket. They ain't gonna give me no ticket. They not giving me no ticket. They're coming. They don't even ask my name. They just give me the ticket. They were like, here,
Gee, I think you're bringing that
write
up.
your name on there.
Oh my God.
The ticket's already filled out with your name and
Already.
everything.
I knew you was coming down here, sir.
So back to the producing thing I wanted to talk about real quick.
Business.
The Netflix is a Joke Festival. How did you get involved with them? How did that come up and you started producing your own show with them?
So it's funny because like I disconnect myself from like the industry a lot. So a lot of times I'll be in my own world. I work on my own projects, and then when I'm ready to put out, then I'll kind of be out and about, right? But I had no idea about the Netflix is a Joke Festival. I had no idea about it. I didn't know it was coming around or none of that. I just started seeing messages on Facebook like, man, I want to get in this festival. Anybody know how I can get in this festival? I've seen comedians that were like have big names and stuff. Like, man, I can't get into this festival. And I'm like, what is this Netflix a Joke Festival? I was like looking into them like, yo, this shit's gonna be big. I'm like Dave Chappelle and Kevin Hart and Deion Cole, all these big names are in it. So I'm like, man, I'm about to be in this festival. So my thing was like just like my hip hop background had me thinking, like, you know what, I want to be in a festival, but my PR behind it was gonna be like, I'm gonna hijack the festival. I'm gonna hijack the fucking festival. I'm gonna do a big PR behind this shit, and it was gonna be Netflix, the joke, whatever, the hijack, you know what I'm saying, the takeover, some shit like that, like dropping a fucking album, some shit. So I started like, I had like a network party, and then I was gonna do a show, like one of the last days of it. My thing was, I wanted them to come shut my shit down. That's what I wanted.
Yeah.
I wanted the PR behind it, because I know how to work that, right?
Yeah.
But something told me, like, part of it was like, there was people starting to hate. There was hate, like, man, it's a fake show, it's not a real show. And I'm like, duh, stupid. Like, duh, it's your goofy
Captain
ass.
Obvious.
Like, duh, that's what it's supposed to be for, you know what I mean? But something told me, which is part of me, which is the challenge, which is like, you know what? You know, fuck it, let me just go ahead and just let me actually get into the actual fucking festival. Let me shut them the fuck up, because it was like so much of this that was like negative energy that was coming. So that part of that superpower part of me, which we all have, was like, you know what, let me show you this is what can be done. I got everything in order. I got the comedians that I wanted to be on the show with me. I got the El Porter Theater, which is an amazing venue.
Oh yeah.
And I said, how do I get into this festival? I was asking people, and it's like, man, you gotta have an agent and a manager. I had neither one of those. Man, I went, and same thing I did with like Wildin' Out. I went on LinkedIn, I went on Facebook, just finding people. I was emailing people that was in a different department at Netflix, and they had no idea about the festival. They're like, man, I'm in this the mail room. I don't know, have no idea who to connect you with.
They were responding back to you too.
There were people that were responding. Now, I reached out to quite a few people to let you know what I'm saying. But eventually I started getting these things and stuff on my LinkedIn, dings on my and this was like the third or fourth day of the festival. The festival was 2 weeks. It was 14 days.
Right.
To let you know. And at this point, like, I'm starting to being intentional about getting into this festival, being very intentional about it. And one of the many people connected this dot to connected to that dot to connected to that dot, and got a text message or email from one of the assistants of the GMs, and got the contact, and I left her a direct email, never heard back from her. And something told me to go look at the bottom of the email. There was a phone number at the bottom of the email. And I was like, man, I got 4 more days to make this shit happen. And I sent her a text message. I was like, yo, I'm gonna do this festival regardless. But
you did not say that. What was the actual?
It was like I'm still doing the show.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I need to be in this festival. Wow. I need to be in it. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, hey, this is what I do. I'm not just some regular person. I've done this. These are my credits. So kids, this is when your credits matter.
Full circle. Come on.
That's when your credits matter.
There you go. That's
so
right.
I started
that's right.
dropping all, credits and stuff, things that I worked on, the Kevin Hart, Heart of the City. Like, I just started dropping all that stuff because I'm pretty sure different people hit them up.
Yeah.
And I'm not expecting her to like hit me back, or whoever it was. I didn't know who it was to hit me back, and like I got that message back, man, and it was like, I'm not sure if I could get you in there. I'm not the person that can get you in there, but like, hey, I see what I can do, but you gotta have this. I already had this. I already knew that was the other requirement was gonna be, which is to have a good venue, have comedians.
Yeah.
Have your bio, like all these things, so they can let me know if I'm good enough. Sent the video of my comedy, all that stuff, and she was like, I don't know, but I'll let you know if you able to get into the festival. And that next day, the next morning, I just got like I just get messages from like friends and people that I reached out to be like who I wanted to be. I was getting messages and stuff like, "You in the festival?" I'm like, "Bro, no." I looked on the website and it was like Gumbo and Friends, whatever. I think it's like a Thursday or some shit. Thursday, and it was like officially on the website.
Wow.
So once it became official like that, like, man, like I was like,
Wow.
got your ass.
Wow.
That's
But I
amazing, man.
teared up though because once again it's one of them things where it's like it goes back to like the power that we have.
Yes.
Does.
You got to put the work into
You
it
gotta put the
and,
work.
and feel like you belong there.
I think that's so important, that belonging
Yeah.
thing
It is.
that no one's explored yet. Feeling like you're showing up and you're there because you're supposed to be.
And not be intimidated by it. See, I had, my intentions was to like hijack the festival because I like that. I like the PR behind. I do. I like the PR that was behind it. There's so many people have stories where they didn't have like it wasn't legitimate, but it was like a dope story to where, that you can say that you had a festival show, but it was like a hijack. It was like a bootleg festival.
Yeah.
But like something in my spirit was like, tell me like, man, like, nah, you belong in an actual festival. You belong to have your name with the D.L. Hughley's and Cat Williams and stuff like that. Wow. So, but that's also the business side of it. You have to be the comedian, but you also have to be your own agent. You have to be your own manager. You have to be your own PR. You have to just take your ego out of it. Because I'm the same person that would go on the road and can do a show with 400, 500 people in there. And if somebody say, hey, man, I need you to come, can you come hold the boom mic for me? I'm finna come hold the boom mic.
Wow.
Right,
I'm finna
You're
come
humble.
sweep up. I'm the person they even tell when I do shows and stuff, like, I might be at the Hollywood Improv, like, man, what you doing? I'm putting the candles on the table. I know I might be headlining, but it's like, I don't give a fuck. Like,
Wow.
I'm not gonna be upstairs in the green room. I'm gonna be waiting at the door, like thanking every single person that came to this show and appreciate you for coming, because like your time and your energy is more valuable than any dollar sign that you can put on anything. You know what I'm saying? Wow. So that's to me, is you can't look at stuff just inside the box. You gotta look outside the box, and you gotta change how you perceive what currency is.
Yeah.
And all that is infectious because it rubs off on everybody. And when people see that the person who I just saw on stage is a real genuine person,
No, for sure.
takes you so much further. Takes you so much further, because we forget about that a lot. That like we're all humans, man. We all operate the same way.
You gotta treat people right. Just like y'all, our producers. It's like I've seen people be like real shitty to like the producers and stuff. But that's that could be the next big thing, and they're not gonna forget you. Like, you know what I mean? You never know. Y'all be producers on CBS, NBC, whatever, Netflix, whatever. You never know when you will need somebody.
Yeah.
And it might just be for somebody else, but like, you gotta treat people right, and that's just how I roll. Like, treat people right, do shows, don't let any bullshit slide. Be protective of like the women, because it's hard for women in this industry. You gotta be protect. I got a lot of sisters, and they will whoop my ass if they find out that I let some bullshit slide. So it's just being a good human being.
Yeah,
amen to that.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what this game is about, and everybody don't believe in that.
Yep.
Everybody don't believe in it, but if you believe in it, like you're saying, it's infectious. Like I'm a hugger, but I'm not like we hugged as we all hugged and stuff. But like it's an energy thing.
Yeah.
Because I'm not with that with everybody.
Yeah.
Because I can feel people energies and be like, yeah, high five. But you just gave her, high five. Especially if I done seen you do some like crazy shit to somebody else. Like, I don't want that energy.
I don't want that on me.
No,
Sure.
and it's all about who you surround yourself with too.
Sure.
But y'all two are dope. Like, y'all got a dope like pairing too. Y'all got a dope energy pairing. Man.
No, I appreciate it. No,
it made me feel good.
I always say we always try to make everybody feel comfortable on here and have a great time. And Lena and I came up around the same time together. We met at an open mic, and that's how this game works. You never know who you're going to meet and where that journey is going to take you. And
nice either.
And now we host a podcast together.
We've done shows in Baltimore.
I'm from Baltimore. Like I said, I did 2 sold out shows there. Lena took her with me, and she knew my family and everything. And it's all about growing together and looking out for each other.
No, for sure.
And finding good people, because that was for me. I'm like being a good person is the ultimate for me. This is fleeting. Like, I know people are chasing this thing that's not even tangible. It's like, what are we talking about here? What is this?
Yeah.
They're chasing something that doesn't even matter. I'm like, being a good person, that's your legacy.
No, for sure.
People are talking about that's your legacy.
Yeah, when you leave here, nobody. I just had a rest in peace, my homie Daryl K-Mac. He was a comedian,
Yeah.
and he passed away. And it's like, you're not on the stage no more. You know, you got these bookers and stuff that, you know, they smile in your face, or these owners of these comedy, they smile in your face and show it. Oh man, great! The space is the venue sold out. But then they don't ask about it. They didn't pass away. They don't ask about it. Only people that talk about you is the ones that really like have relationships off of that time on the stages.
Yeah.
24 hours in a day.
That's
I
it.
don't know how long you're going to be. You might have,
It's
maybe
a
you will do
short
an hour
life.
on the stage. You still got 23 other hours to, you know what I'm saying, do
Yep.
something that's like memorable. And end of the day, like my life, your life, our lives is not limited to what we do. To me, it's like what we do and the purpose behind it. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Yeah.
How we make, how we make people feel.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Amen
Right
to
there.
that.
Right there. I love this. What's the important question that we need to ask him, Jason?
Probably this is going to be the most important question anyone's asked you during your entire comedy career. Jeremey Gumbo Christian, what is your favorite ice cream?
Oh man, favorite ice cream. I'm a Louisiana boy,
Woo!
Woo.
so I can't say this my favorite, but I really love this shit, man. It's the praline
Ooh.
ice cream.
Oh,
Ooh.
that's a good
Praline
one.
ice cream
Fancy.
and caramel.
Oh.
Praline and caramel. That's
a
the
Louisiana
vibe.
ice cream right there.
Man, straight up.
Yeah.
Now the praline will fucking, if you got brittle teeth, that will fuck your teeth up.
Yeah, yeah. See, my dad
Pray-
was a dentist, retired
Word.
now, but I know about brittle,
Yeah, them
and all that stuff.
pralines, but they would,
Yeah.
yeah. So you gotta like let it sit in the sun for a little bit, let it get soft, and then you can mix it in some ice cream.
Oh, yeah.
and shit like
Jesus
that.
Christ.
That's some good
Jesus
shit.
probably like praline ice creams too.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, well, this is not an ice cream thing, but in New Orleans, one of my favorite restaurants is called Giacomo's.
I know you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking-
Giacomo,
Oh.
yeah.
Alligator cheesecake.
Yep.
You know,
They make a really they make fried alligator tail.
it's good stuff.
Giacomo, okay.
Giacomo's is the real
I
deal.
love this, by the way.
That is some
y'all.
that is some like real rich food, but that is good for your soul. You know what I mean? That stick to your ribs right
Yeah,
there.
dude, man. When was the last time you was there? And
I was there for Jazz Fest a few years ago.
okay.
But every time I go, I've been going since I was a kid. My grandparents took me when I was little, and I've been coming back. My brother's a musician, and music's a big part of my family.
That's dope.
And so, Jazz Fest is where it's at to see everybody who's legendary in
All
one
of
night.
them,
Yeah.
yeah.
But I always make sure I take a stop at Giacomo's to get that dinner
Yeah.
because that's a special
Giacomo's
treat.
a good spot,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.